Okay, number two is you are having that consistency in the long run. A fad diet may last even up to a year. I've seen people stick to these really restrictive diets for up to a year, but then eventually real life kicks in. You go to birthday parties and you go on a cruise and you travel, or things happen, your partners change, or your partner eats differently or wants to have their food differently. Something's going to catch up with you eventually. So if you're not eating in a way that's consistent, and you're not eating in a way that you can sustain long term and it's realistic, you're on a fad diet and you might fail. This is number three. If you think about people who've done fad dieting and they've done real short-term diets, like maybe just to lose weight for a wedding or an event, right? And then they just gain it all back. Or maybe they go on these cleanses and they lose weight and then they gain it, and they lose and they gain it again. Their mentality is short-term. They are not looking out into the horizon of the future. They don't have their perspective big enough to include 5 years from now, 10 years from now, or 20 years from now. They are only thinking about this week, or they're thinking in 2 months. Now, people can have success with fad dieting. They can lose the weight. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's that yo-yo situation where you lose it for an event and then all your motivation is gone because you don't have the event anymore. So thinking in terms of, where do I want to be 5 years from now? What kind of lifestyle do I want to have? What are my daily activities going to be 5 years from now? And then just taking in your life as a whole, seeing your life as an entire picture before you, from beginning, birth, all the way to the end of your life. As you take yourself in and you take your life in as a whole, how do you want your life to be? How do you want to feel every day? How do you want to interact with other people? Do you want to play with your kids and have energy? Do you want to play with your grandkids and have energy? Do you want to be able to hike with your friends, or walk or swim or dance? Or do you want to be stuck in a chair with injuries caused by excess weight on the joints? Or do you want to be stuck indoors watching television with your partner or your spouse? Or having any kind of illnesses that come from excessive eating and not moving your body, like diabetes, for example. So you're thinking about your life in the long run, in a big picture. And then lastly, what you'll notice with a fad diet is that there's always a great deal of restriction. You're always focused on what you cannot have. And eventually that catches up to you. Because if I say to you right now, do not think of the color red, do not think of a stop sign with the color red, do not think of a red apple, you just see red in your mind. Your unconscious mind cannot process negatives directly. So when you're constantly focused on what you cannot have or what you cannot do, or restricting yourself, that's all you're going to think about. You must focus on what you want. I know you've heard this said many times, but you're probably not really doing it. Fixating your mind and focusing on what you want. You want health. You want fitness. You want energy. You want thinness. You want attractiveness. You want healthy foods. You want vegetables and fruit. You want lean proteins. You want to feel the sweat on your brow as you exercise and the blood pumping through your veins so you know that you're alive and vital and have energy for your life and you can give more to your life and other people. Not, I cannot have grains. It's just not going to work long term. So there you are. Your 4 ways to know if you're doing a fad diet that will likely fail, or if you're doing real weight loss, long-term success. It's patience, number 1. Number 2, it's consistency in the long run. Number 3, short-term thinking versus long-term thinking. And number 4 is restriction versus focusing on what you want. Take these to heart. Really make these changes and see what happens. Are you ready to stop spinning your wheels and really get serious about weight loss? Then give us a call for your free hypnosis screening. 818-850-8099. It's time.